Hey everybody, this is Chris with Night of Living Card Game, and I am back again for week 2 of the Marvel Champions Monthly Podcast Organized Play Challenge. Week 2 sees us fighting Sabretooth with the Band of Badoon and Space Pirate encounter sets. So I think the story is that Wolverine and the X-Men beat Sabretooth and shot him into space, and just like Hulk in the Planet Hulk series, he finds some friends out in space and comes back for revenge. So going up against Sabretooth, I'm taking a rogue aggression deck with some Guardian allies in there, and we'll see if we can beat him. So looking at Sabretooth, version 1, I'm only going on standard. He is a 1 scheme, 2 attack, 13 hit point villain with force response. After Sabretooth activates against you, discard the top card of the encounter deck and heal damage from Sabretooth equal to the number of boost icons discarded. So Sabretooth is on the hunt for Senator Robert Kelly. So his scheme 1A, Stalked by Sabretooth, tells us to put the Find the Senator side scheme into play and attach Robert Kelly to him. The Find the Senator side scheme is a 5 threat per player side scheme with the crisis icon, and it says that Robert Kelly cannot be healed by player card effects and cannot have upgrades attached to him. And then when defeated, the first player takes control of Robert Kelly and moves it to them, and then we advance to 2A and flip this over. So if we flip over to 1B, it starts out with 0 threat, goes up 1 per player, has a force response. After resolving step 1 of the villain phase, deal 2 damage to Robert Kelly, 3 damage instead if there are at least 6 threat per player here. And then while Robert Kelly is attached to the Find the Senator side scheme, treat his text box as if it were blank. It does not have a threat threshold. Basically, if this goes on too long, Robert Kelly will take so much damage he gets defeated, and at that point, if Robert Kelly leaves play, we lose. So I think that works out to be about 4 turns to either clear out the Find the Senator side scheme or just burn through Sabretooth. So 4 to 5 turns. So I think my strategy is going to be to try to rush through Sabretooth because Band of Badoon and Space Pirates have a lot of minions in it, and I'm just afraid I'm going to get bogged down if I try to save the Senator. So we'll see how it goes. Looking at Rogue, since she's one of the newer X-Men heroes, in her alter ego side, Anna Marie is a 3 recovery, 11 hit point mutant, and she has a setup ability that says to put your touched upgrade out of aside. And then a force response after you change to alter ego, set touched aside. On her hero side, Rogue is a 2 thwart, 2 attack, 2 defense X-Men. And as an action, she can attach touch to another character, and then you gain the trait of each of the attached character's traits until the end of the round, once per round. And then as a force response, after the player phase begins, find touched and set it aside. So taking a look at the touched upgrade, and I do have my handy buy the same token touched upgrade, so I don't have to be moving a card back and forth. Touch is a null costed upgrade, comes out at setup, and then it says if touch is attached to a minion, Rogue's attacks gain overkill. If it's attached to a villain, Rogue gains retaliate 1. If it's attached to an ally, Rogue gains the aerial trait. And if it's attached to another hero, Rogue gains stalwart. And Rogue cannot put it on herself, so the stalwart item on here, we can't do in solo. So she has a lot of cards in her deck that kind of trigger off whatever trait she has. All right, well, let's see how this goes. So let's draw our opening hand. We've got a energy, a strength, a Southern Cross, a Throg, energy transfer, and Professor X. Okay, well, I don't think I need energy transfer at this point. I don't care about the side scheme, so as nice as Confused would be, I'm going to leave Professor X out. Obviously, I'm going to keep the 2 double resources. I'm going to keep Throg, and I'm going to keep Southern Cross. Let's grab 2 more. I found a war room and my other double resource. So there's all 3 of my double resources in my opening hand. Well, let's see how this goes. All right, so I am going to start by spending 2 to get Throg out. And Throg is a 2 cost, 1 thwart to attack ally with 2 hit points and a response after Throg enters play. Give him a tough status card if you are engaged with a minion. Well, I'm not, so. Okay, so I'm going to flip over into hero form, and I am going to put Touched on Throg. So that does mean that I gain the aerial trait. And I'm also technically now as Guardian and a regular Guardian. I think next I'm going to spend my Strength and War Room to play Southern Cross. Southern Cross is a 3 cost event. It says hero action attack, deals 6 damage to an enemy, and then if Rogue has the aerial trait, which I do right now, it deals 2 additional damage. If I had retaliate, stun the enemy. And then if I had stalwart, I can draw 1 card, which I think I'm going to retcon things a little bit. I'm instead going to touch Sabretooth to give myself retaliate, because I think stunning that enemy is going to be really handy right now. So I do 6 damage, taking him down to 7 hit points. And then I'm going to stun him. I'm then going to punch for 2. And I think I'm going to have Throg also punch for 2. Again, trying to get through Sabretooth as fast as I can. Alright, I'm going to keep energy in my hand and ready myself up. So now I've got energy, energy transfer, superpower, adaptation, helicarrier, and bulletproof bell. Alright, so villain phase. We get 1 threat on the main. Senator Kelly takes 2 damage. He would attack, but he is stunned. And now we get an encounter card, which is advance. So he schemes for 1. Just 1. So this goes up to 2. However, because he activated, he now gets to heal for 1. So he's up to 4 now. Right, now the player phase starts again, so touch comes back to me. Alright, so I think what I'm going to do is I am going to spend an energy and an energy transfer to get down my helicarrier. I'm going to punch for 2 onto Sabretooth. I think I'm going to keep Throg as is for the moment. Alright, I'm going to take a look at something. So one of the cards I have is Superpower Adaptation. So it's a 0 cost event, hero action. If touch is attached to a friendly character, search its owner's discard pile for an event that belongs to the same classification as that character. Identity, specific, aspect, or basic. Add that event to your hand. So if I add touch to Throg, I could pull an aggression event to my hand. I'm just checking because I don't think, nope, I do not have any aggression events there, so that doesn't do me any good. I might as well put touched on Sabretooth because that'll at least give me retaliate. And that's going to be it for my turn. And I'm going to pitch Superpower Adaptation and draw back up. I'm going to leave Bulletproof Bell up. And then I've got Gamora, Sidearm, X-Gene, and Rocket Raccoon. Now see, part of the reason I wanted to keep Throg up is because Rocket and Gamora both say you can only play if your identity has a Guardian trait. if I'm touching Throg, I gain the Guardian trait so I can then play them. All right. Villain phase. Gets 1 threat on the main. He gets another 2 damage on Senator Kelly. He comes to attack me. I'm going to use Helicarrier to play Bulletproof Bell. So Bulletproof Bell is a 1-cost event, and it says Hero Interrupt Defense. When an enemy with touched attached to the attacks, prevent all damage from that attack and gain a tough status card. So he's still going to get his boost card, so it's 2, and then star, reveal this card. Sound the Alarm is a 2 threat per player side scheme, and each enemy gets a +1 attack. So he's attacking for 3, but I prevent all of that damage, and I get a tough status card. And because I've got Retaliate 1, he does take a damage. Right, and now our encounter card is Gang Up. This card, when revealed, this card gains, the villain attacks you. I'm not an alter ego, so he is going to attack again. I've got a tough card, so I'm just going to keep it. So 2. And then the Badoon Assassin has a boost effect. If this activation is an attack, the attack gains overkill, piercing, and ranged. So there goes my tough card. He's attacking for 2, +1 over here, so 3. I can't do anything about that now. And because he activated again, he gets to heal for 1. All right. Well, that wasn't spectacular, but that's okay. All right. So, retaliate, my turn. I'm going to put touched onto Throg, which gives me the aerial trait and also the guardian trait at the moment. And then I'm going to spend 3 to get Gamora out. So Gamora is a 3-cost ally, 1 thwart to attack, 3 hit points. And as I said, play only if your identity has a guardian trait. Then as a hero response, after Gamora attacks or thwarts, discard cards from the top of your deck until you discard an event, then add it to your hand. So, we are going to have Gamora attack. To clear off the final form of Sabretooth 1. Right, so Sabretooth 2 comes in. He has 2 scheme, 2 attack, 15 hit points. And he comes in with toughness, and he has the same forced response. Right, and since Gamora attacked, I get to discard until I get an attack, until I get an event. And that is Superpower Adaptation. So again, Superpower Adaptation, because I'm attached to an ally, I could discard, or I could grab a aggression event out of my discard pile, but unfortunately I do not have any aggression events in there, so that's not going to do me any good. I think what I'll do now is Rogue will just attack to take the tough off of Sabretooth. I'm going to leave Throg out here because he is going to defend for me this turn. And then we're going to ready up. I'm going to discard Superpower Adaptation. Draw back up to 5. Another Superpower Adaptation, Bulletproof Bell. Southern Cross, Going Rogue, and Rogue's Jacket. Okay. Villain phase. We get 4 threat on here. Senator Kelly is now up to 6 out of 9 damage, so I've got 2 more turns. Sabretooth is attacking. Throg is going to defend. So he's attacking for 2, 3, and then Badoon Assassin again. If this activation is an attack, the attack gains overkill, piercing, and ranged. Oh, those assassins. So 1 here, and then 2 come through to me. And Throg is defeated. Touch comes back here, so I lose all my traits. And now Encounter card is Badoon Lieutenant. Badoon Lieutenant is a 2-scheme, 2-attack, 6-hit point minion with patrol. So while this minion is engaged to you, you cannot thwart the main scheme. That's not going to make a lot of difference to me right now. Okay, so I'm going to ignore him and continue with my goal to blitz through things. So first things first, let's have Gamora attack for 2. And then we're going to discard until we get an event. First Aid, Gambit, Going Rogue. That is Rogue's Thwart removal card, which doesn't matter to me. Alright, so instead... So what I'm going to do, I'm going to give up a little bit of damage here. I'm going to put Touched on Sabretooth, which gives me the Retaliate trait. I'm going to use Helicarrier, Superpower Adaptation, and Going Rogue to play Southern Cross. So deal 6 damage to an enemy, and because I have the Retaliate trait, I get to stun that enemy. So that takes us down to 7. And we get to stun Sabretooth. And then I'm going to use Going Rogue to pay for Rogue's Jacket. So Rogue's Jacket is a 1-cost upgrade, and it says while touched is attached to a friendly character, Rogue gets +1 thwart. While it is attached to an enemy character, Rogue gets +1 attack. So now I am a 3 attack. So I am going to punch through here, and that takes me down, take Sabretooth down to 4 health left. And I'm going to keep Bulletproof Bell in my hand just in case he gets an extra activation. I can prevent the damage. And we're going to ready ourselves up. Alright, so we've got Bulletproof Bell, Marvel Boy, First Aid, X-Jet, and an Energy Spear. Alright, so let's do the villain phase. Let's see what happens here. So we get 1 threat on the main, so we're at 5. We're still under the 6 threat per player threshold, so he only gets 2. So Senator Kelly is sitting at a comfortable 8 out of 9 hit points. Sabretooth would go to attack, but he is stunned. And then Badoon Lieutenant hits for 2. I'm just going to take it. That takes me down to 4. But I do have Retaliate 1, so he takes 1. And now the encounter card is a Badoon Grunt. Badoon Grunt is a 2-scheme, 2-attack, 2-hit point minion with a force response. After the Badoon Grunt engages you, if there are no other minions engaged with you, deal yourself 1 face-down encounter card. Well, thank you, Badoon Lieutenant. That saves me from another encounter card. All right. So now, start of that player phase. This comes back. We are... Alright, yep. Let's just let Gamora finish this off. We're going to spend Bulletproof Bell to play First Aid. First Aid is for an action, heal 2 damage from any character. I'm going to heal it from Gamora. I'm going to then spend Marvel Boy to get an Energy Spear onto Gamora. Energy Spear says is a 1-cost upgrade attached to a Guardian ally, max 1 per ally, and the attached ally gets +2 and its attacks gain piercing. So now Gamora hits for 4. Sabretooth only has 4 left, so Rogue's going to jump out of her X-Men gear, heal up, kick back, take it easy, while Gamora deals 4 damage to Sabretooth. And there you have it. So we managed to rush through Sabretooth before Senator Kelly was taken out. We had this was our last turn to do it, but we still managed to do it. Thankfully, none of these minions had guard. Was a bit of a wild ride to try to rush Sabretooth, so But we were successful there, so hopefully you enjoyed it. If you are interested in joining in with the Marvel Champions Monthly Podcast weekly challenges, for your chance to get entered into a drawing for an OP Kit booster pack, I'll put links into the description. If you like the video, please click on the like. If you want to see more of this, click on subscribe. Leave a comment. I'll be starting up my Random Hero Random Aspect run through Mad Titan Shadows with my Guardian heroes here soon. But hopefully you enjoyed this one. Thank you for watching, and please have a great day. Thanks.